physician or other healthcare professional before performing these tasks and skills to determine if you are able to perform this level of activity safely. This is particularly true if you or your family have a history of high blood pressure or heart disease, or if you have ever experienced chest pain when exercising, or have experienced chest pain in the past month when not engaged in physical activity, smoke, have high cholesterol, are obese, or have joint problems that could be made worse by a change in physical activity. If you are experiencing faintness, dizziness, pain, or shortness of breath at any time while performing these tasks or skills, you should stop immediately. Stop immediately if anything causes you pain.
In this video, we will demonstrate proper body mechanics while transferring a patient from supine to seated on the edge of the bed, and then get the patient standing and walking using a rolling walker. The patient you are working with has significant weakness and mobility deficits, and you must assist them as they get out of bed and move into a chair.
Begin by asking the patient if they are able to move their legs. If they're unable to do so on their own, then you will bend their legs for them, placing their feet flat on the mat. Ask the patient to lift their hips into a bridge. If they need help, then provide assistance with your hands on their pelvis and scoot their hips toward the opposite side of the mat. It's important to move the patient as far away from you as possible to allow enough space for rolling. You may have to help move their legs and upper body as well. If you are able to move their upper body, place your hands on the back of their scapula. Also, ask the patient to reach across their body with the opposite arm and grab the edge of the mat. Provide assistance rolling their legs toward you by placing a hand on their knees. If you need to adjust the table or your position, keep a hand on the patient while they are side lying. For maximum assistance, you will help the patient slide their knees towards their chest. Also, lift their feet off the edge of the mat and provide support behind their shoulder blade and at their pelvis. Use these bony landmarks to push the patient into an upright seated position. Once the patient is seated, keep one hand on their shoulder to make sure they're steady and lower the table so their feet can be flat on the floor. Ask if there is any reason you can't put a gait belt on. Secure the gait belt around their abdomen. Allow for 2 finger space between their body and the belt. Have the assistance device nearby, and do not leave the patient unattended. To get the patient standing, have them scoot their feet back under the table and instruct them to lean their torso with nose over their toes and push up through their hands on the edge of the mat. Provide assistance with one hand on the front of the shoulder and the other with an underhand grip on the belt.
Here is a video demonstration working with a smaller patient that may require less assistance. Notice how Hannah places her knee on the table, hinges from her hips, and keeps her back flat while helping the patient scoot to the other side of the table. Notice here how Hannah takes a step back and lunges down to maintain good body mechanics during the roll. Here, Hannah squats down to assist the patient to sitting, allowing her to lift with her legs. This is particularly important when transferring patients who need moderate to maximum assistance. Make sure to lower the table all the way down until your patient's feet are flat on the floor before you get them into standing. Again, notice how Hannah hinges from her hips and keeps her back flat as she reaches around the patient. If you have someone available to guard the patient on the mat, it is best to start by demonstrating how to walk using the rolling walker. To get the patient standing, have them scoot their feet back under the table, instruct them to lean their torso, nose over toes, and push up through their hands on the edge of the mat. While the patient is walking, keep one hand on the gait belt at all times and one hand on the anterior shoulder to help them maintain an upright posture. Also, make sure to stay slightly behind the patient for guarding. When the patient is going to sit, make sure to instruct the patient to turn around and back up until they feel their knees on the edge of the chair. If they are able, the patient should reach back for the arms of the chair and slowly lower to the seat without plopping.